Hello, everyone. I'm Lopi Clint. Welcome to Late Night Meditation. As always, it's great to be here online with all of you, whether you're watching from Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. So, hello again, everyone. Hello, Mom and Dad. Hi, Eric. Hello, Rex. Hi, iPhone. Thanks for joining here on Zoom. Also, hello, Julie, Stacy, and Jade on YouTube, and everyone watching on Facebook and Twitch. Of course, if you're watching on Facebook, I am streaming to several pages at once. So if you don't see my face at the top corner, very likely I can't see your comment right now, but I'll always go back and reply, as many of you already know. Hello, Ellen. Thanks for joining on YouTube. So, I hope everyone's been having a nice week so far. Today is now midweek, Wednesday, our Wisdom Wednesday day. So we start off with some meditation to help us calm our mind, quiet down the mind, so it's fresh and ready to absorb information. And then we'll do a wisdom talk after, as today's topic is the eighth precept. So last week we did the five precepts, and then I'll continue on to the eight precepts, and I'll explain more later. Hello, Gwenyan. Thanks for joining on Facebook. So, uh, as always, remember when we meditate, there are just two steps: relaxation and awareness. In fact, that's the homework. I hope you guys have been doing your homework, right? Having relaxation and awareness in everything you do? Okay, very good. And hello, Ron. Thanks for joining in. So, you know, it's all about taking time to practice. You don't have to be perfect at it, but taking some time to relax and then have our mind gently aware, not super focused all the time, but having that balance and practicing it more often is what's very beneficial and very helpful for you. So I hope you all keep up that practice, all right? And you'll definitely see your meditation continue to improve. So, uh, is everyone ready for some meditation? Okay, then let's get into our perfect position, as I like to call it, because it's perfect for you. And when you're ready, gently close your eyes. Taking a deep breath. Breathe in the cool, calm, relaxing air. And breathe out all your worries, thoughts, and responsibility. Just let it all go. Forget about it for the time that we are meditating. Just breathe in, breathe out. Let each breath of fresh air help you become more relaxed, more comfortable. Taking a few more deep breaths, as this is a natural and easy way to relax. And once you are ready, you can return to normal breathing. And as we know, the first step is relaxation. Allow your body to feel comfortable, at least comfortable enough, because if you are tensing up, feeling discomfort, you're actually holding yourself back, not allowing yourself to move forward or really move inward. There are many techniques that tell you to observe your discomfort, observe the pain. It's not necessarily wrong, but it can help. It ends up adding unintentional bad habits. like feeling meditation is supposed to be difficult or painful at first. Make adjustments when your body is comfortable, or at least comfortable enough. Our body will naturally stay still, and then we no longer need to think about the body, allowing us to go inward, to work on our mind, to help our mind quiet down, become still, calm, and peaceful. But no matter how much experience you have in meditation, take your time. A common obstacle for many meditators is rushing, trying to attain or achieve that wonderful feeling you may have had that one time or that time before. We have to remember how we got to that point. It was not by rushing, it was not by forcing or pushing. We attain that peaceful feeling when we truly and finally let go, to stop trying so hard, just to simply release, relax, and just be here and now, experiencing this moment. If there's discomfort, make adjustments. If it's a very minor discomfort, it's okay to ignore. A nice rule of thumb is if you feel comfortable, or at least comfortable enough, you're still going the right direction. You're still practicing correctly. But if you feel tense, uncomfortable, or even start to have tension in your forehead, your eye, or start to have a headache, you are trying too hard. You're focusing too intently. The relaxation's not just for your body, but also to help our mind relax also. Because once the body and the mind are relaxed, everything will fall into place the way it's supposed to. It's like a magic jigsaw puzzle. Right now it's all jumbled and mixed up, but our job is to simply observe. Let it happen on its own. And the more we try to fix it or shape it, it ends up holding us back, slowing the process down. Our job is to sit back, relax, enjoy the show. It sounds simple, but I know it does take some effort. We're really learning how to not put in the effort. We have been trained since we were young to do something, to be active, to work hard, to push forward. So much on moving that our mind ended up feeling like it should not stop. We got so good at it that now we don't even remember what it's like to not think, to simply be here and now, experiencing, instead of analyzing, judging, finding reasons or faults, problem solving, etc. Now it's time to slow down, not to force, not to push. Relax your body, relax your mind. Practice in this way. You'll find your mind calming down a lot easier. Even if you don't remember that you need to have some focus. People nowadays, we tend to focus way too much. So even if we're not trying to focus, sometimes we start to focus anyway. This is why I love to start us off with relaxation, to remind us all how to slow down, how to begin to let go of your physical discomforts. Because once you can do that, we're able to let go of the things in our mind. It becomes easier. Not necessarily easy, but it is getting easier. We spend our whole lifetimes holding on, and now we're practicing to let go. And remember, letting go does not mean to throw away or forget about. It's really to place down rather than carrying, allowing us to let go of this weight. It's why our thoughts, even though they are weightless, they have no mass, but they feel like they weigh us down, especially the more we think about them. So now is time to release this burden. You don't have to hold on to it all the time, no matter how important you feel it is. Like bringing groceries home. It's important, but no one carries it around with them all over the house. We place them down, put them away, and just bring them back when it's time to cook, when it's time to use them. So take your time, relax your body, relax your mind. Som Mo Arhan Som Mo Arhan Now, let us continue in silence. Let us begin spreading loving kindness. Spreading loving kindness is like spreading out your heart, sending out good intention to all beings. So let us visualize your object as we have been doing, and imagine that your object becomes crystal clear, clean, and bright. And at the center of your object, there is a bright light, a light of peace, love, and compassion. All those who touch this light are instantly happier, healthier, and more at peace. So we let this light illuminate our body, filling our body with light. Then let this light shine out from us, filling the room. And let this light spread far and wide, filling the city, filling the state or province, filling the country and the surrounding countries, until filling the entire world and now throughout the universe. Thinking of our loved ones, our family, our friends, our close and distant relatives, our co-workers, acquaintances, all the people you know, and all the people you don't know, to all sentient beings, all the animals in this world, and even thinking to the heavens, to our friends and relatives who have passed away, wishing well for every one of them. And as we are spreading loving kindness, let us make this wish together for us all to be happy, healthy, wealthy, successful, to gain wisdom, attain enlightenment, for world peace. Let us take a moment to make our own good wishes. Sabbe Buddha Parapata Pacheka Nachayapa Arahanta Nanchate Chenarakam Bandhami Sapaso Sapaputtanupavena Sapathammanupavena Sapasanghanupavena Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. Now, very gently and at your own pace, opening your eyes. Take your time as we slowly come back. You can take in a few deep breaths, do a little stretch if you'd like, as we slowly come back. How is everyone feeling? As always, take a moment to notice how you feel right now, now that we finished the meditation. As every time we meditate, it's either a good session or an almost good session. There are no bad sessions. It's always an opportunity to see how we're doing. What can we work on? What's already good? So whatever's already good, it feels good, keep going. Try and do it again. Days that feel challenging, a little bit difficult, a little bit hard, it's okay. Now you know your challenges, and then we make adjustments as we go. And of course, if you ever had any questions, feel free to contact me or type in the chat or into the comments. So, as I see more people came in, hello Vivi, Andrew on Facebook, hello Pat, Esther, Kanoon, Akshi, and Miriam. Thanks for joining here on Zoom, and hello BB, Sue, and Hakuzo. Oh, and Blue Moon Dance on YouTube. Okay, so for today, as it's our Wisdom Wednesday, last week we talked about the 5 precepts, right? So for today, I'd like to go into the 8 precepts. Now, it's so as a quick reminder, what were the 5 precepts again? Well, first to remember, the the 8 precepts is same as before, but there are a few more, of course, because now there's 8 instead of 5, and there's also one change. So what's the change? The change is number 3. The third precept is no sexual misconduct, right? Like not no adultery and this and that. But it changes when it's the 8 precepts. Changes to no to chastity or simply no sexual activity. Okay, so going back to the 5 precepts, so we can remember. Okay, not to kill, not to steal, not to have sexual misconduct like adultery, not to lie. Using harsh speech is in there too. So saying bad things to each other, it kind of goes on that category. Just so you know, as the karma's the same. And then no intoxicants like drugs and alcohol, things that will make us unable to be aware of ourselves. Okay, so with this, well, let's go through the next ones. So first off, the change, right? The third precept changes. So why is it that we change from no sexual misconduct to chastity? Why is that? The reason is because so first off, 5 precepts is what people in general will do, like regular lay people, regular practitioners. The 5 precepts is a very baseline, regular thing that we all do. Why would someone do 8 precepts? It's a way of practicing or purifying yourself. It's a great way to help you. It's also great in helping you further your meditation if you practice this. It doesn't mean you have to practice it all the time because you're not a monk, you're not a nun, but at least it's a great way to help us kind of let go of, especially the third precept, which is a lot of the lust and a lot of cravings in this direction. So those who are doing the 8 precepts in general, it's because we're trying to be more pure, because we're practicing to become more pure, having more time to meditate, for example. Like those who want, for example, in our temple, we like to do retreats, and our meditation retreats tend to be 8 precept style. So uh, it's just like a nice way to kind of help us boost it up during that time. Okay, because in the end, it's really getting that clarity, that purity. That's what we're trying to get to. Okay, so really, 8 precepts is really for those practicing for purity or practicing to go in deeper. Okay, so what are the other ones? The additions are number 6, not to eat after midday. So in other words, fasting. Okay. Number 7 is not to sing, dance, play music. It's actually 2 precepts in one. And then not to wear perfumes, cosmetics, decorative accessories. It's also in the side, and this one's also has to do with lust. Why do we do it, right? We The next one is not to sleep on a high mattress. What we mean by high is really thick, because the thicker the mattress, the more lazier we can get. So let me explain each of them. So with the 6th precept, not to eat after midday. Why? What's the point of that? Well, the main thing is one, no dinner, so no supper, depending on your language you want to use. Okay, so we don't eat after midday. So lunch is the last meal. The monks practice this really regularly. And the main thing is, when we don't eat, we are not adding more fuel that we don't actually use. If you think of food as energy, breakfast starts the engine. That's why we eat in the morning. That's why we break the fast, right? And then lunch sustains us for the rest of the day. But then where does the energy go after dinner? We tend not to do anything, right? At least most of us don't. So it is. But if you are keeping the eight precepts, there is something we call pana. Pana is really refreshment. It's like uh, nowadays it is included cheese, chocolate, ice cream, but no cone. But anyways, is the main thing is just uh, that we're not eating after midday, and really it's because energy wise, if you have this energy, it's just there, so it's wasted energy. But also, when you are practicing the eight precepts, what's funny is that energy ends up becoming very. It gets in the way of our mind, oddly, especially when we're meditating more. Uh, what we, especially as monks, we found out that by eating, because that energy needs to come out, your body says, "Hey, we got to do something," and this is actually where you'll. Uh, it's how I like to explain it is so if breakfast is to start the engine, lunch is sustained, but then what's dinner for? Well, dinner ends up being energy to make a family. So nighttime activities with a spouse, usually. So you see, it ends up becoming energy source that actually builds up that lustful energy, and then this has happened with a lot of monks. They go, what's going on?" This is back, you know, back way back, and even those who are eating. Now, it's not saying that monks cannot eat at all after. We only eat for example, let's say you're taking medication, you're sick, you need the energy, then eat. It's meant to help you heal, but it's usually just some like special cases like that. In general, we fast because one, it's also nowadays we call it. People know it as intermittent fasting. Back in the Buddhist time, he said just do it. It's healthier for you. Plus, as monks, when we go for alms, especially think back 2,500 years, 2,600 years ago, no electricity, and then just somebody just comes and knocks on your door asking for food at night, get pretty scary. You don't know who it is, right? But in the early morning, you see someone, oh, you see the monk, okay, not a big deal. You see it during the day, not scary. At night, it's pretty scary. So this is kind of the why. Oh, sorry, wrong button. So back to it. So on to the next precept. So 7. As I mentioned, it is a two for one, and that's why it's so long. Not to sing and dance, play music, not to wear perfumes, cosmetics, or drug accessories. So not to sing and dance. It's really more so about performing, and it's so that we're not. It's mostly for the performing, but also because music, music, dance, and art and singing, this kind of thing, can tend to pull us our mind toward lustful thoughts. We tend to go that direction, even if not normally, uh, which is kind of funny. It's also because it tends to pull our mind to the sense of hearing, sense of this and that. So, like I said, the eight precepts is a way to help us purify, to help us center a lot easier. So it's really a practice to help our meditation continue to go in deeper. And also nuns and lay people like to practice also do this. So, like I said, this is a timing. It's more like a time situation to help you practice this way. But also not to wear perfume or cosmetics accessories. Why is that? Well, if you think about it, what is perfume and cologne for? To attract the opposite sex, to attract a lover, to attract someone. So it's quite literally going the opposite of you trying to be pure or trying to stay away from it at the moment. As many people like to practice the eight precepts in a day, maybe a week, even if you have a spouse. It's like, hey, honey, right now I'm doing the eight precepts. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. You can do that. It's a way of just kind of purifying yourself for a bit and then you're okay. All right. It doesn't mean you have to do it for your whole life. So it's really about not needing to look or not, it's not trying to look good or impress anyone, especially the opposite sex, as I mentioned. Okay. So that's why the seventh precept. Then on to the next one, the eighth precept, no high mattress. You go, huh? What's this have to do with anything? Now, during the time that you're practicing, we have to get up early because we want to use up as much time as we can to practice. So during that time, if you think of it, the thicker the mattress, the softer it is. True? Would you say yes? No? Yeah, right? So the thicker it is, it tends to be a lot softer. The problem is, oh, look at that. Oh, doesn't that look nice? Oh, I just lay there now. Okay. But at the same time, the softer it is, the harder it is to get out of it, right? The more comfortable you are in bed, the harder it is to get out of it. To get out of bed, it's so hard to get out. You end up just kind of, keep going. Hit snooze for the 10th time, you know. So that's the thing. It's like it's very difficult for training. So because of this, laziness is born. And I show the kids this. Suddenly you become this guy. I'm not gonna do anything. He's very comfortable, right? But it's unfortunately it's what happens when you're so comfortable. You don't want to do anything, and this is why when we're practicing, we don't want the high mattress. That's why most practitioners will sleep on the floor. Some will have like a mat or a carpet, but or like a thin mattress, maybe 1 or 2 inches, not too thick, enough to be comfortable, but not uh, or comfortable enough where you're not in pain. Okay. If you do have a physical, like there's some ailments in your body, you need thicker mattress. That's not a problem. Then you make the adjustment. Okay. But in general, it's like, oh, this is the practice. So this is why we have the high practice. The not no high mattresses. Okay. So as always, a mini quiz. See if you guys remember. So what is the difference between the 5 precepts and the 8 precepts? So is it A, first precept, B, the third precept, C, the fourth precept, or D, none of the above? I know these quizzes are way too easy. Don't you wish school was this easy? Of course, it's the third, right? Now, the next question. What is the third precept if you have 8 precepts? Uh, no sexual misconduct, no stealing, no eating after midday, no sexual activity, as in chastity. So if you have the 8 precepts, it is D, no sexual misconduct. Oh, sorry. No, well, what's going on? Sorry, the button went weird. No sexual activity, right? If it was just 5 precepts, it would be no sexual misconduct, no adultery. Okay? So because it's no sexual activity, it's just you're doing your best to try to keep the lust out of your mind. All right? That's the main thing. It's all a practice. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. So number 3, a couple more questions. So why is the 8th precept not to sleep on a high mattress? I just said so you should remember. Because being comfortable is a sin, right? No. Uh, if you take out mat, add in s, it gives you stress. No, not quite. It will make you lazy, or we are afraid you will fall off your bed and get hurt. Yes. Don't you wish quizzes were really this easy? Of course, I don't know what's wrong with the animation. But yeah, of course, it will make you lazy, right? So this is the thing. We're all just practicing to get better. Not so much like, uh, not that you're a horrible person or you're bad or something like that, but this is all just practicing to get better, to be better. All right. One more question. What is the 6th precept? No eating after midday, no drinking, no eating after breakfast, or no sleeping. So of course, no eating after midday. What is up with the animation today? I'll have to go check that. Okay, last one. So, which one of these, or which ones of these are the 7th precept? So, not to sing and dance. Yes? Agree? Yes. Okay. Not to eat after midday. Probably not. Not to sleep on a high mattress. No, that's 8th precept, right? Not to wear perfume. Yeah, that's one. Not to use lipstick. Yeah, that one, because it's a type of cosmetic. Not to say bad words? Not quite. Not to kill or harm living things? Not quite. Not to lie? That's a different precept. Not to have decorative accessories. Absolutely. So this is just a nice little review to just remind you. Yeah, these are the 8 precepts. So if you ever wanted to, try and practice to deepen your meditation, or just wanted to just kind of detox and just get away from everything for a bit, this is actually one great way to do it. I I would also recommend Lumpy Nick and Lumpy Mike's book. It's a small one. This one is like it's this one's specifically talking about the 8 precepts. Unfortunately, I don't have the book on hand to show you, so I can't remember the name of the book. But it's a short little thing. It actually has a lot of great examples of how you can practice the 8 precepts in your daily life, or even to try it out for yourself for a weekend or something, or one day. As he gives a lot of wonderful examples that I wish I had the book on hand to show you. But yes, it's actually quite wonderful. Oh, okay. I see a few questions already pop up. Um, let's see here. So, starting off, hello, Tenzin. Thanks for joining in on Facebook. She says, I am also ordained a priestess. Many do not understand what this means. I appreciate you explaining. Oh, yes, you're very welcome. She says, I love your explanations. Thank you. And rejoice in your merits and continuing your 8 precepts. That too. Okay. And now from YouTube, uh, hello, Hakuso. Oh, you know what? Here, let's go with this one first because it's still on this topic. So Kinan's asking, he says, now about the fasting, why then is the Buddha always depicted as chubby? Ah, that is the Amitabha Buddha. That's that one. He is a Buddha. He's one of one Buddha from the Mahayana tradition. And actually, it's funny because in the Mahayana tradition, he is a Buddha. In the Theravada tradition, he's an Arahant. So he's not a Buddha. And um, and there's a story behind it. So I don't remember. I don't remember the story for the Mahayana Buddhism, but I know this is the Theravada Buddhism. It said that he was an arahant and he was a very beautiful man. Like he was amazingly gorgeous. Like if you ever saw a gorgeous man, that's what he looked like. But the thing was, there was a so again, this is a little bit of Buddhism. It's a so you can believe it or not, it's up to you because it's one of those stories that are just like whoa. So a man saw this arahant man, this beautiful arahant, and he said, "Man, I wish my wife was as beautiful as him." He made this comment, and the bad karma that came from it turned him into a woman. He instantly turned into a woman, and you go, "What? Why did he have to turn into a woman?" It just kind of like made him have to change his life completely. And so while he was a man, he had a wife, he had kids. Then, as a woman, he left town, or she, because now he's a woman. Uh, she left town, went to a different area, and then eventually married and also had kids. And eventually, she found her way to see this Arahant again. This Arahant found out about what happened. He said, "Oh my goodness, I," and she asked for forgiveness. He says, "I pardon you. I accept your forgiveness, your apology." And then he actually turned back into a man, and then later he ordained. But the back to the reason why he was chubby. After hearing this, it made him just so shocked and felt really bad that karma could happen like this to people. So he intentionally turned his body into a large person. So he just became really large, and he stayed that way. But he actually gained the size not through food or eating. It's actually through his own magic ability because he was already an arahant. So he was enlightened. He was about to finish his journey. So he was able to do that. But yeah, that's just like I said, story. A lot of stories back then, really interesting. Believe it or not, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't confirm or deny what really happened. But this is what was in the scripture. So summarize, of course. This is me summarizing it for you. Okay. So yeah, just some of the interesting things. But yeah, actually, uh, Buddha was. very strong, actually pretty slender, well built man. So it's they like to call on the Amitabha Buddha. They tend to like to call him the lucky Buddha. Sometimes they like to rub his belly. This and that. That's just other. That's not Buddhism. That's just extra stuff. Extra superstition that arises just from stuff. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for your question. All right. Here's another one. So here, let's go to Hakuzo. Who says it is said energy goes where the thoughts are. So how can we use positive thoughts to improve a situation? Well, when your thoughts are more positive, it helps you keep your positivity. Your situation might not change completely, but your feeling toward it changes, allowing you to make changes to it. If your mind is only thinking of the negative, you don't see a way out. It's like you have fallen in a hole and you can't find your way out. Compared to if you're positive, you can be in a very dark tunnel, but you still see the light at the end. Even if it's a speck, you still see the possibility. You still see the way. And by having that can-do attitude, that attitude saying, "Yes, I can do it," you can get there. Okay, so that's why our energy and our positive thoughts can be very helpful. Practice, because during the time where you're going through hardships, it's not so easy to think positively. Even a master at meditation shared with me once, or shared with one of my friends, and he told me he was already a high level meditator. What happened was he's in Thailand and they were stuck in traffic on the way to the temple. And while in traffic, he needed to use the restroom. Okay. And it wasn't number one, it was the heavier side. And he was in pain, just trying to hold it as best he could. And as great a meditator as he is, he could not find his center. He could not find peace. So you see, your physical ailments can cause problems too. So it's not easy. We have to practice as best we can. So even someone that's a master can have difficulty. We're all human. We do what we can. Okay. And then, here's a comment to that. Pat's asking, do negative thoughts attract negative outcomes? They can. Think of it like, all right, this is how my master explained to me, or one of my masters. So we know about karma, good and bad, right? There's good and bad karma, or we call bun. It's like the water and the salt, right? That we talked about before. We know bun and bab, or sin, as the actions we do, right? The actions we do have action outcomes. But we can make karma three ways: through action, through body, right? Through speech, what we say, but also through how we think, our mind also. But action is strongest because in actual outcome, you see it right there. The speech is also pretty strong depending on what you're saying. But then the mind, we don't really see it much, but you start to feel it. It's the thing that actually decides to start to pull. It's like adding the crumbs to make it happen. So if our thinking is more positive, it's like you're pulling in, you're allowing the clean water to come up, to stay on top, and you're drinking the top. But once you start thinking negative, it's like you're stirring the water and bringing that salt, and you're kicking the salt back up, so that your straw that you're drinking from happens to find some salt. And that's pretty much what negative thinking does. Of course, we're human. There's going to be both positive and negative thoughts here and there. But do our best to, when you realize it, try to recenter, come back, and okay, instead of making it negative, turning it into just fact. Okay, I'm not feeling great right now. That's just right now. But it doesn't mean the whole day is going to be a problem. It's just right now it's not so great. It's okay. It's just fact. Leave it like that. But if you go, I'm not feeling great now, everything's horrible, this is not good, this is not good, you're adding more negativity to yourself. Okay? So this is why our thought, how we think, is very important. So that's what we practice to help ourselves be a bit more centered. That way, when we're down, we can get back up pretty easily. If we're up, we won't go so crazy that we're get too crazy. Okay. Oh, Vivi's asking, may I know the name of the Arahants? Oh, unfortunately, I don't remember his name. Sorry. Uh, I have to go and ask one of the monks. I'm pretty sure they'll know. That have studied this. Okay. Here comes another question. Oh, so Hugs was asking, will you be doing another Earth Day event this year? If you mean me myself, I don't think so. But because I'll let you guys all know now because this for this year I will only have class from now to March, and then April and May. We won't have class for those 2 months because in April I'll be going to California and I'm studying and taking the Pali test again, the Pali language, the ancient language test. Also, if you're in Azusa, I will be leading one of the classes after the test. So just let you guys know. Oh, Samfang says, Maitreya, My Maitreya. Is that is that the name of the Arahant? It could be. I'll go and check again also just to be sure. Okay, but thank you. All right. So this year I won't be able to do anything in April because I'll be taking the test. So, but I know our temple we always have a thing on Earth Day because Earth Day happens to be our master's birthday. So it's a big day that we celebrate, not only for the Earth but also celebrate our master for always helping us. Andrew says, "Polly is so difficult." Yes, I'm still at kindergarten, learning the alphabet. Barely learning any of the words. But yeah, it's also fun for me because I had to learn Thai or learn to read and write Thai to do Pali. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Miriam. Yes, that's the book. It's called The Buddhist Cleanse. It's a nice small book. It's like the actual physical book is really really thin, and it's also available online. I do recommend it. It's a short read, but it's also a great way to apply the 8 precepts if you're interested. Okay, thank you so much, Miriam. She posted it uh, here inside of Zoom. So everyone else, I'm sorry I can't pull it up to show you. All right, I see a couple more. Hugs was asking, have you heard of 5D consciousness, and what are your thoughts on it? I have not. Fifth dimensional consciousness. I personally have not heard of this, so I'll have to go check it out. So be able to give you an opinion. But yeah, thank you. And then Oh, and then Hakuto says, so monks cannot play music as a hobby. As a hobby, here and there, but very little. It's especially in Asian cultures, it's very unmonkly. I'm one of those unmonkly people. So, as I was a musician, and for example, the song you hear at the beginning and the end of this program, I was the one who mixed and created it because Facebook and YouTube were giving me a lot of problems with using any music because of copyrights and other stuff, even if I played it for just 10 seconds. So I'm like, fine, I'll match my own. So yeah, that is like the thing is, it's here and there, not a big deal. It's on the 8 precepts, as I mentioned, it was during the time that we're practicing to purify, go in as deep as we can. But here and there is not bad. Like um, about 10 years ago, I would I would do my research on people and young people by just simply listening to radio. And you go, huh? If you listen to the radio, you hear what they are listening to, you know what's going on. You can see what's on their mind for the most part. And then also it's fun when kids and teens they feel like they can relate to you or you relate to them. And they go, oh, I get it. Like I had a presentation about reincarnation to the kids, and I used Fortnite as an example. Fortnite is an online game that a lot of kids are playing. I don't play it personally. I just went online to see what they play like and go, oh, okay. Then I just got pictures to show. So yeah, this is the it's it's really on the purpose. What are we doing it for? Yeah. So for me, yeah, here and there, I like to listen to music here and there, but I tend to just I limit it not too much. Just to sometimes it's just for during exercise. So yeah, adjust. Remember, the precepts are a way to help us. It's a guide to help us find our center, to help us stay on the path that does not add more salt into our water. Okay? So that's why I wanted to share with you guys. That way you can see, one, the 5 precepts, how we all normally would, and then also seeing the 8 precepts as to those who want to practice for purity or practice a bit more deeply. But again, it is always your practice, doing our best to find the path, find our peace. Because when you have your peace, you can share it with those around us. And then when it might seem like we can't really change the world much, but remember, it only takes one little dot to cause a ripple that fills the entire lake. So we all do our part, little by little. As long as you keep your peace, you help keep the peace in your area, those you're able to help find peace, that's already great. Okay? Okay. Then, as now time has come to a close, as I'd like to give you all a blessing before we go. May you all be blessed with happiness, good health, wealth, success in your lives. May you be surrounded by good friends who will always guide you into light, in times of darkness and in times of need. And when you close your eyes to meditate, may you attain inner peace, easily and quickly, in every lifetime. So thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you're watching from. And remember, a smile a day keeps the stress away. So everyone, keep smiling and let's brighten up the world together. Also, next week on Wednesday will be our Wisdom Wednesday, of course, but also it's also our new moon, so it's our gratitude night. So that night we'll do our spreading loving kindness, and then I'll also try to squeeze in a little wisdom talk, which by request they wanted me to talk about heaven. So I'll do my best to squeeze it in so that we have a little bit about heaven, which kind of works well with us spreading loving kindness that day. So uh, hope to see you guys there. And of course, I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and always glad to be with you all. So take care, everyone. And of course, if you're here on Zoom, feel free to stay longer if you'd like to stay, if you'd like to chat. Take care, everyone.